briefly what I was saying about the emotional labor. Did I complete explaining this part? Hello? Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You cannot hear me.
Yes, sir.
Good, good. Today the network is not good, Cry. So I was trying to explain the relationship between surface acting and employee work attitude and behavior. And research is indicating that surface acting is associated with increased stress. That is, when employees are made to endure or act at the surface level, it increases the chances that they will be working under a lot of stress. It also decreases their level of job satisfaction. And all these things are negative outcomes. Now, surface acting on a daily basis has also been associated or linked with emotional exhaustion at home. Now, the argument here is that when people surface act at the workplace and it leads to stress and decreased job satisfaction at the workplace, this can negatively spill over into the family domain. So we are moving from the work domain to the family domain, where it can result in issues like work family conflict. So the work family conflict will be a situation where your work will be um, your work will be clashing with your family activities. And the reverse is true. And you're also likely to have experienced insomnia as a result of the surface acting. Now, conversely, research is indicating that deep acting, because it is something that is consistent with the inner self of the individual, is positively associated with job satisfaction and job performance. In other words, when an individual is deeply acting, it means they are displaying emotions which are actually consistent with their felt emotions. And so that is why, in terms of their work attitude and behavior, they tend to experience job satisfaction and job performance. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Good. So I explained emotional dissonance earlier on when I was trying to go through it. And when employees have to project one emotion while feeling another, the disparity is what we call emotional dissonance. And that is the inconsistency between emotions people feel and emotions that they actually project. So you are feeling like crying, but the displayed rules at your workplace is expecting you to be smiling towards customers and colleagues at work. And that will amount to emotional dissonance. Okay, now one last thing, then we will end. A theory has also been propounded to elucidate how emotions and mood, how events at the workplace can actually be a source of our emotion and mood, and which can eventually affect our job attitude and behavior. And this is what we call the affective event theory. Affective event theory. Now, the basic tenets of the affective event theory is that employees react emotionally to things that happen to them at work. And this reaction influences their job performance and job satisfaction. So, just 1 minute, okay? Now, so the affective event theory is being basically saying that um, employees react emotionally to things that happen to them at work. And this reaction also influences the job performance or satisfaction that they experience thereafter. And as an example, let's just say you found out your company is downsizing. And because of this particular news, when we say we are using affective event here to explain it, the events occurring at this moment will be the news about downsizing. Okay, the downsizing. Now, it implies that the downsizing news will communicate something to you, and depending on the position where you think you fall, whether you think it will not affect you or whether you think it will affect you, whatever way you look at it, you are likely to become paranoid. And that paranoia can also lead to some form of emotional expression. So you become very much anxious or anxiety sets in, and that can even affect your style of thinking. It can cloud your judgment. So in terms of your job performance, it can affect it, and in terms of your level of satisfaction, it can equally affect it. So we are saying that the affective event theory is a model that suggests that workplace events causes emotional reaction on the part of employees, which then influences their work attitude and behavior. Now, so the input from, still on the downsizing example, the mere news that an organization is likely to downsize or is going through a downsizing exercise will send a lot of shockwaves across the length and breadth of the employees. And this sort of anxiety in terms of emotion can affect how they also concentrate on their job. So it will affect their job performance, which will be their work behavior. And it can also affect their level of satisfaction in the sense that some those who have been very much loyal to the organization and have been penciled down to be eliminated will be feeling that all their toil and effort have been in vain. You might also experience a variety of negative emotions causing you to worry that you will lose your job because it is out of hand. Feel insecure, fearful. So this downsizing news can also lead to a fear of insecurity or fear because you are not sure whether you've been penciled down or the downsizing exercise will affect you. And you are likely to spend much of your time worrying rather than working. So all these things can also negatively affect your job satisfaction, which is a work attitude. And the same can also affect your contribution to organizational success as far as your work behavior or job performance is concerned. All right. Then the issue of emotional intelligence. So we are saying that because our day-to-day contributions to organizational success cannot be delineated from our emotions and mood, it is important that employees are nurtured to become emotionally intelligent. And the argument for this is that when employees are nurtured to become emotionally intelligent, they will know when to vent their anger, when not to do it. They also know how to pay attention to their emotions and perceive why they are feeling the way they feel. And also, they will be able to regulate it accordingly so that it does not affect their contribution to organizational success. So basically, they will be able to detect emotional cues and make meaning out of these cues. Okay. All right. Any question? Any question? Juliana,
Say,
Do you have a question?
mine is not a question. It's about this
Affective event theory.
employees reacting towards what happens at the workplace.
Okay.
An incident that happened in my office yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a secretary.
Okay.
And I've not been well for some time now. So last Monday, when I went to the office, one of our officers gave me a work to do. In fact, I was not feeling fine at all. So I told him he should wait when I come the following day. And I realized, I think that was the Wednesday. So I told him Thursday when I come, I'll do it for him. But I realized I will be going for review. So I told him, okay, let me do it. So I just typed the thing. For me not to make mistakes, when I finished, I called him. He came to stand behind me and I told him to read, to go to, because he wrote the thing for me. So I told him to read to see if everything is in order.
Okay.
He went in and he told me everything is in order. So I printed it out for him.
Okay.
And so Thursday, I went for review. I didn't go to work. Yesterday, when I went to work, come and see this guy. The way he came to attack me. In fact, I lost my anger and I really gave it to him.
Fire for fire.
Because, yes, he told me he sent the thing to our coordinating director and the man was insulting him, that I'm the cause. Then I told him, then if I am the cause, then it means you too, you're also not correct. Because when I told you I was not well, I even told you to wait, but I realized I will not be. That was why I called you. You were standing behind me, watching the screen. I told you to go through. You told me everything is in order, and I printed it for you. So where do I come in? He didn't accept the fact that I'm not the cause. In fact, yesterday, I lost it. I really gave it. And I've told him never ever to bring anything for me to type.
Hey, is the person your superior?
Kind of.
Hey,
So
then you
I
have to
want
be
him to go and
careful.
report. So he can't do anything. I want him to go and, this is not the first time. You see, it's something he has been doing. He likes provoking you.